Okay, we are in game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity. Apparently, a little typo snuck in there, so it's the Battlefields of Eternity. There are apparently more than one. We got the Cats against Copium, our first map in the best of 3 series, as we're looking at the X Cup Summer, everybody. The first qualifier for the X Cup Summer, to be exact. We already had our first round, best of 1 matches. Now we're looking at best of 3s. So here's map number 1 between the Cats and Team Copium. And yeah, we got a pretty sweet little qualifier here to start things off with, the 4th season of the X Cup. Quite happy about that. And yeah, it's also like big heat wave right now in Europe. So in Spain we had like 38 degrees or something yesterday. Might have been a little bit more in the sun. Germany is super hot right now too, and we're still going strong outside, cycling and everything. It was so weird, by the way, to be back in Germany after 2 years again. So many things that tilted me instantly, and one of the things that annoyed me the most, allergies. Oh my god, like I was sneezing for like a week. It wasn't quite that bad, but I went through one pack of tissues after another, just my nose itching, and oh boy, I completely forgot that there were quite a few things that I'm allergic to that like blew in Germany. But here in Spain I pretty much have nothing. There's like maybe a week in like May or so where my nose itches slightly, but not really anything besides that. It was the same when I moved to Korea for 3 years, or when I lived in the US. Nothing that existed there like really triggered my allergies. So it was always just a blessing. And then I just visit some friends and family, and I'm just sitting here. And it's like, it's horrible. Yeah, I hate that. One of the reasons why I'm actually very, very happy to not live there anymore. But yeah. Either way, Battlefield of Eternity is our first map. We're definitely going to talk a little bit about that trip. But now we got a Junkrat band out and Blaze. And then you look over towards bands for the Cats. And you immediately know who's getting targeted here. So yeah, Tracer. No Tracer for Limu today. Still, Genji is up. He's been playing that a lot. And first and foremost, we get Li Ming. Going for the resets. Can of course still play her in a combo with Genji. Both go for the resets here. And check that out. But yeah. So, what do we get? First double pick for the Cats. They've been doing a great job in the first match that they played today. Infernal Shrines was the map. And they dominated. So yeah. A little bit hesitant here on the first double pick. So already... Okay, Lucio and Lunara. Yeah, Captain Rax doesn't get to play Lucio a lot. Most of the time he's banned out. Normally we see him resort to either Anduin or Rega. Those are definitely the 2 of them that he's playing a lot. But yeah, either way, on the right side of the map, what do we get now? I mean, for me, again, as usual, I really want to see what Limu is going to be playing here. He's one of the damage dealers, one of the X factors, fitting a little bit the role that Nick... Yeah, there it is, Genji. Genji and Brightwing. So technically, we could even see an engage bomb with Genji and Brightwing working in tandem. A bit less common these days. Could be played. But I doubt that we are going to see that particular ult composition. But either way, having Li Ming and Genji is obviously nice to be aggressive, to jump in and try and take them out here. With resets incoming on the Swift Strike, or the abilities for Li Ming, so there's that. We have Garrosh banned out. The second that I see Garrosh banned, I immediately look for Johan in the game, and it's like, okay, he's not here. They're banning it for another reason, so yeah. So Garrosh is banned. We got Diablo banned as well. Which leaves us still with Muradin, with Johanna, and Nubarak. If you really want to go for a big dive, that's something that Copium, for example, could use too. But Battlefield of Eternity is one of those maps where you get a lot of Muradin plays too, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the Dwarf appear in the draft and for game number 1. But yeah, time will tell. For now, the blue team, there it is, the Nubarak. Ooh, soaking. Going for Samuro here. Okay. We're gonna get some Blade Master action, some shenanigans here on the side lane. Yeah. That's gonna be an interesting one. Samuro can be quite fun. But yeah, let's see what Casper and anyone are picking here for Team Copium. Semifinals again. The loser is also going to have another chance to lock in a few additional points by playing through the third place decider. Jojo and Urel, solid frontline for them. That leaves us with one last pick for Herath. Let's go. Battlefield of Eternity, the first map in this best of 3 series here at the X Cup Summer. So they need a bit more, I mean, either a little bit more damage or at least someone at the front line, another melee that can also dish out some damage points. It's Cassia, so they go for the Thunder Girl over here. And with that, we're heading off into game number 1. So guys, let's get ready. We got the Cats up against Team Copium in our second match of the day at the first qualifier of the X Cup Summer 2022. The Cats against Copium. Game number 1. Drakion, Cassia, Honio, and Nubrak. Soaking is playing Samuro, Blizzard's big fart joke, at least when it comes to the talent names. Captain Rex on Lucio, we got Herath on Lunara, and on the right side of the map, Team Copium in this series is starting things off with Casper on Urel, Guilty Spark on Brightwing, we got Limu on Genji, Anyone on Johanna, and Nano is playing Li Ming. Let's get this show on the road. Alright. So, off we go. It's actually, one question was asked in chat a bit earlier for everybody that watches this on YouTube right now, and that's when I'm talking about 38, 40 degrees. I'm talking obviously Celsius, which is past 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not quite sure how much exactly, but something like that. The weird thing always about Germany, and I talked about this in the past, is that in Germany you don't really have a lot of air conditioning units. There's a couple of companies that by now have them, and especially if you're going into like a big mall or whatever, you probably have some there. But the thing is, the logic was always, and that logic, by the way, was already used 20 years ago or so. They were always talking about like, yeah, but you know, it's only hot for like 2 or 3 weeks. And so we don't need air conditioning for that. And all that I can say to that is like, fuck off. It already pissed me off 20 years ago when that argument was made because it was crap then and it is crap now. It's not just 2-3 weeks, it's usually 4 to 6, and in those it is just insanely hot and absolutely disgusting, way too humid, and you sweat the second that you go outside. So having some air conditioning there would definitely benefit you. And by now, we have already had quite a change in climate. It's getting hotter, and those summers last longer. That's just a fact. So it's getting worse, and you still hear the same boring and tired argument for it. It always tilts me every single time. You have to just go to Germany and like talk about air conditioning units, and eventually after a couple of minutes somebody is going to bring up that same argument over and over and over again, and I'm just like, just get away from me. Spain has a little bit of a similar thing, by the way. In a lot of small... Ooh, careful, Limo. Yeah, in a lot of smaller areas, like, you don't really have a lot of heating units. Like in small bars, for example, they don't have heating units in the winter because they make the same argument. They're saying like, it's winter, it's just like for a couple of weeks and it's not really that important, which always baffled me as well. We need a trade where Spain ships air conditioning units to Germany and receives heating units in exchange. Now, by the way, that doesn't mean that you don't have heating units in normal apartments here when you are in Spain, but they are definitely a lot less common than if you're going to the northern parts of Europe. That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, either way. Always those idiosyncrasies here of certain countries and how they're doing with all of this, but yeah, it's just wild. Anyways, first objective is coming up. So far we haven't seen a kill. We have seen a little bit of push power down at the bottom of the map. Even camps have been ignored. Shaman camp is the first thing that's being taken, so the 2 Khaldor camps at the bottom and at the top are completely ignored for now. And yep, there we have it. We got Limu already dancing back out as he's again looking to dish out some damage, poking them in the back here. And he's normally pretty good at knowing when he needs to retreat and who he can go a little bit deeper against, or when he gets exploited, when his shenanigans get exploited by the opponent and him being attacked. But for now it's working out quite nicely. Cassia is the one that is currently on the receiving end of a bit of an ass kicking and nearly falls, but Draka is able to make it past the gate. So yeah, good for him. Same time now, we got up towards the top. A little bit of extra damage against the Immortal with Bambi doing her thing. Yeah, Lunara. Honestly, that more than anything saved her a bit from being stunned by the Immortal, but the halftime show is apparently going to the blue team as they are dropping the Immortal of Team Copium down to 50%. But it seems that Limu... Oh! Clutch, my friend. And he still dies. Captain Rex went pretty deep for that kill, successfully able to take out Genji. Overwatch against Overwatch. But Limu nearly escaped there. So yeah, nicely done. For now, what else do we have? We got level 6 on both sides, only a single kill, the lead still for the blue team, and they are now of course continuing in that vein since they have an easy shot at it with the 5 versus 4 situation on the map. So here we go. We got the Way of Illusion and the Mirage here for Samuro. I mean, I am really looking forward to the day when we're going to see one of the teams try and cheese a map by going for Samuro and Abatha as a combo again and just focuses on destroying structures. Really looking forward to that. Currently, we're not seeing a lot of this, but still, eventually it's going to happen again, I'm sure. Probably already has, and I was just not in the game to commentate it. But anyways, we got level 7 talents now kicking in. That gives us Calamity for Liming. Down to the bottom of the map, Samuro is pushing this out, and up at the top. If you can walk away with the fort being destroyed, obviously you're gonna be a happy panda. But if you can just take the wall down to get a bit of damage in, that's also a decent accomplishment. And that is where we are headed right now. So some damage has been done, the wall has been destroyed, and Samuro, he's been pushing at the bot lane slightly. So another wall that has been eliminated. And yep, there we go. All the way up towards the top lane, still our little skirmish as the red team is looking for their first kill in the game. With level 7 talents, we now also got the Conviction. Johanna locking that one in. Yeah, and Genji. Yeah, Genji, he has a target-rich environment when you think about it. He can later on go for Lunara, he can go for Lucio, can try and make his plays against Cassia. So there are quite a few heroes that he could try and take out. And if Limu gets a bit of momentum in those team fights, then he can rip a team apart. But for now, they're trying to make the play for the Liming in the back. She obviously is also a great choice against Nubarak here, because the Disintegrate on level 10 is going to burn the Cocoon down very, very quickly. And keep in mind that the Cats actually picked Nubarak into Liming. So they're not really too worried about that. They are just looking for those heavy engages and will try and employ the Cocoon here. Limu again, bit low, but Brightwing to the rescue as Urel is going for a camp at the bot lane. Still Sapporo pushing the lane here. And the teams are both on level 9. So we don't have a big advantage for either team yet, outside of some structural damage that was done by the Cats. They haven't really taken a lot out yet though. Another quick push coming in as they're going for the top once more. Good stuns from Nubarak. And Lunara, she is following up on them. Yeah, she dropped anyone and Nano both pretty low and forces them to hearth back just as the objective spawns. And that should give the blue team a bit of a head start once again. Yeah, Lucio. This is going to be a bit of a battle between Limu and Captain Rex, isn't it? Limu wants to pay him back also for that earlier kill, but here's level 10. Halftime show already about to be won. And yes, we get, outside of the Thornwood Vines, also more importantly, the Illusion Master for Samuro. So, yep, there we go. Brightwing is defending the top. Level 10 on both sides now. Still that lead on the objective for the Cats. Disintegrate against the Cocoon as already expected. And it's time to go for the fireworks, everybody. Who can take the kill? Who can take the win? Who takes objective number 2? Can Copium fight back here? They're trailing behind. They need some kills in order to bring this back. Good Thornwood Vines action again from Herath as he's using that little choke point to connect with 2 of them. Cocoon already used. They're trying to make the play. Hornio is a little bit low, but a nice ult from Lucio. It's not enough though, as Genji gets the kill, but the objective has been taken. It's a big Immortal, but they're losing heroes. They're losing Nubarak, they're losing Cassia, and they might lose more. Lucio's trying to slide away here and is able to escape for now. There's the laser show, and he escapes. That little fucker is just too fast. I'm sure to tell you there. So he's able to get out. They're still pushing at the bottom a bit. The Immortal is there and will likely take out the fort. They can push the top. And eventually, Lunara is going to get this. A bit of Thornwood Vines action here, and she's going to drop the 4 down to the bottom of the map. I was actually expecting Samuro to help out a bit, but he isn't. He's attacking the top right now. So they will likely get both of the forts at this point. Yep, top has already fallen, and at the bottom of the map, you guessed it, this one won't make it either. So both of the outer structures have been destroyed. Team Copium doesn't have a single fort standing anymore. And the Cats are, again, doing well. At least in the early game. Now, the more surprising part to me is honestly that the red team is able to really keep up in experience. As you can see here, they're doing a great job of just not trailing too far behind. Now, passive experience gains are, of course, now increasing for the Cats now that they took both of the forts down. But there's not really a big lead in XP. Part of it is, of course, also because of the hero kills that we saw earlier. That's a big difference between the two teams. Yeah, Cocoon got used. Nice. Against Li Ming, but they cannot follow up with any significant damage on either one of them. Samuro, of course, still rotating. He's also the one that is going to do a lot of work in the late game, presumably. We have him with 44,000 siege damage. Only Lunara is better on the blue team. But yeah, we got Soaking, still pushing the top side out a bit. Obviously, level 13 kicking in slightly faster for the Cats. The Abolish Magic is in. And the Kawarimi. If that doesn't sound like sushi to you, then I don't know what does. I mean, honestly, if you tell me, like, hey, how about Kawarimi? I'm like, yep, get me 2. Get me 2 and a little bit of soy sauce. So, Samuro, he definitely knows good food when he sees it. Let's just put it like that. Talking about food, by the way, being in Germany was kind of fun. Because, like, honestly, I went with my dad to just, like, a restaurant to grab lunch. And I always ordered the most stereotypical German food. Just like cutlet with potatoes and salad and stuff like that. And it was fantastic. It was so damn good. It's just stuff that you don't get in Spain. And not really anywhere else. So I really enjoyed it. It was the most plain German food ever. And I loved it. Every single bit of it was just amazing. So yeah, sometimes, you know, oldie but goldie. People always think when they're talking about Germany about sauerkraut and about sausages, and honestly, not really that big of a thing. So yeah, I don't know. Then there are a couple of foods in Germany that I don't really understand either. Currywurst, for example, like the fuck's that? I think you have to be born in certain cities to really like and appreciate it, but I never really found any use for that either. But yeah, anyways, so the fight is ongoing, and it's again the blue team that's winning. They're just dominating the objective time and time again. They're just way better at that right now. They win it again with a big margins, that's a big shield, and Team Copium is just running around looking for kills. They're currently not finding any. They are even taking damage at the bot lane, where the Shaman camp is still pushing with the help of a catapult. So Copium, while they are still ahead in kills, are losing more and more ground on the map. And it's a big problem for them. They need to either get more kills and then utilize that numbers advantage to get farther ahead, or focus on an objective and lock one of those Immortals in. Now, they still have some time to turn this ship around, but it's gonna be very tricky if they start losing keeps too. Because that pressure is mounting up, and as time continues, these catapults are gonna become a big problem. But yeah, either way, here we go. You have the big push at the top, the kill attempt, and Nano gets out. Li Ming is alive, but I'm not sure if we can say the same of the keep in just a few more moments, since this is not really looking good for the top lane. Not even a bit. Oh, but with the Nubarak dying, they might just pull off that defense after all. They're trying. It's not really working out, and that's the end of the keep. So, they tried, but the keep is gone. Soaking falls. Still probably got a call worth here. In experience, they're still looking fantastic, and that's because they have a much, much higher kill count than the Cats. So as you can see, the passive experience is now slowly increasing with both of the forts gone and the keep gone. The experience gain that we have passively for the Cats is completely gonna outmaneuver Team Copium. But on kills, that is a very different story. Over here, they're looking great. Level 16 talents now for both. Lunara has taken another camp that will push through the top. And off we go. With level 16, we now got the mirror ball. Yeah, Li Ming. Li Ming defending at the top is also a bit weird. We have the epicenter for Nubarok. This is one of those games where for the cats, as long as they don't screw up big time, this should eventually be a big win for them. Because what are you going to do if you're Team Copium? You need a teamfight victory. Or to dominate an objective. Those are more or less your only 2 shots of getting back into the game. Outside of that is really tricky. It's really difficult. So yes, here we are. We got once again the attack against Tirath. Plus shield was used in the process too, so you couldn't rely on that anymore. And that's another cooldown that gets burned just before the objective is up. And here comes the Immortal. And I honestly believe that this is going to be probably the last realistic shot that Copium has to win this one. Always assuming, of course, that the cats are not screwing up big time and going full throw city on us. So this is kind of the moment. You still have 1 keep remaining. Take the Immortal now, gain some momentum, and play it out properly. Taking a few structures out, and then maybe you can make a comeback happen. But right from the get-go, it is the Red Immortal that is under pressure again. Okay, so with that, we are... well, if they can get that... Nubarok! Oh, boy! That was big, but Lunara dies. So Nubarok survives for a second, but now we're having Team Copium popping off a little bit, especially Limu, of course. There's the cocoon. They're trying to burn that off. Everybody on the red team is low too, and Nubarok is dead, gets popped instantly. They're trying to go for a counter kill, and they're getting 1. That's the end of Jojo. 4 versus 3 situation still continues. But there is pressure at the top now, thanks to the Shaman camp. And this is the first time, honestly, in this game where Team Copium is looking like they might take the lead here. Now, they have won some fights, don't get me wrong, but they always won them while the cats were ahead. And now, they're gaining a bit of momentum here. So maybe they can get that objective. Maybe they can start that comeback. They are certainly working for it. And the halftime show is going to be a win. But Nubarok will be back in another 12 seconds, and that's where they can then try and bring the game back. So let's see if they can pull this off properly. And Samuro here in the late game is of course going to be a bit of a... hello? Soaking? No way, he had 9 hit points. 9 hit points, that's all. And he still made it out. He ate that Li Ming damage fully. 50,000 damage, by the way, from Genji. The only one that he is second to at this point is Cassia, with the 61,000 that she brings to the table. Here's, by the way, the problem. Catapults, 16, 17 minutes in. They're doing damage now. So that keep is going to take some damage, most likely. Yeah. What do we have here? I mean, at this point, we have the Immortal nearly taken. Lucio is dead. Team Copium, the second kill. 8 kills to 2. What the hell? They are actually starting to pull this off. Dracula is also dead. Guys, that's a triple kill with a big shield on the Immortal. 50% shield. Now, Samuro can try and piss them off a little bit by pushing the side lanes out and forcing them to retreat and defend. That bottom keep is taking damage, as you can see. And of course, they got to deal with the top lane now that we have 4 catapults here. So it's a bit questionable of how far Copium can go with that push. But it doesn't change the fact that they're now 7 kills ahead and that they're really bringing some damage in. Yeah, that's really this is a really good situation for them. But they got a long way to go. The question is really, can they take the keep down, yes or no? The fort is obviously going to fall, but still. So, down at the bottom of the map, we had the catapults still doing some work, but this is the moment where you can really apply pressure, especially with level 20 that they nearly have. So, can they take that keep down? I honestly don't think so. Not with Lunara doing this much damage against the Immortal already. As long as they don't lose a hero here by accident, they should be fine for now. But it's a catch-up job that they have to execute after they defend. So yes, the wall is gone, but the keep doesn't... it took a little bit of damage. Not a lot though. Now that means that technically there is still a lot more catapult pressure against the red team. But yes, off we go. Level 20 is there. 9 kills to 2. And down to the bottom of the map. I mean, it's a camp exchange. Each team is going to get a camp here. We got the level 20 talents with the Seraphim. Radiating Faith, the Tal Rushers. Brightwing again with the invisible friends. The made-up friends, the only ones that Brightwing will ever have. And they're trying to win it on the macro end now. I mean, obviously for the cats, what they're trying to do here is just wait it out, get level 20. Ideally, make sure that you don't lose the fort in the process, but you don't want to fight without having Storm Talons. My only question is really how are they going to try and win the game? Are they going to try and focus for some team fights after level 20, where they can still then take the upper hand? Are they going to try to just YOLO it out a little bit with Samuro at the side lane and try to cheese it in by escorting some of those catapults in? That's definitely an option. So they got to make a choice here eventually. There's a level 20 now, and that's going to help them quite a bit. Alright, so here we go. The 3-blade style is in. And with that, Samuro is already on the case. Now, they have to send some people back to deal with him. I'm actually, if anything, a little bit shocked that he is not... He's not going to get out here, is he? He's going to die. He sent that copy out too late. Yeah, they're going to get him. I mean, he got the catapults to the core, and it nearly took damage. So the blue team has the better position on the Immortal, but they saw that copy coming from a mile away. So good job by the red team. Now 1 percentage point off the core, and the halftime show nearly won. They need to buy some time for Samuro to come back. The idea behind it, I don't mind it at all. The idea was a good one. It's just the execution that lacked a bit. Part of it because Team Copium played it real well. And the other part, of course, because he felt he was a lot safer than he actually was. So here's the halftime show. And it's a victory for the blue team, but barely. And Samuro is still down for another 24 seconds. So, yeah. Now it's going to be real wild. And at the top, catapults are again coming into play. Now, even if this Immortal is taken by Team Copium, it's not even guaranteed that they're going to get a keep. It's likely, but yeah. So there's the old sound barrier immediately used, and Genji needs to get out of here, and he needs to get out of here quickly. And catapults are now at the core. It's 21 minutes into the game, and we have 2 catapults at the core. So these are going to be taken down, but the core might suffer another hit or two. Yeah, Urel is on her way back as well. And of course that triggers an instant attack by the cats as they are going for the Immortal to try and reduce the shield even further. Or maybe even win the whole thing. And Samuro is back. It is a 5. It is a 5 versus 5. But Anubarak is dead. Anubarak is dead. So is Lucio. So is Cassia. They need it now. They need this one. They need to take the objective, and they do. And the red team is trying to end, I suppose. This is going to be wild because, guys, I don't think that they can go for the key, but they can't end. They cannot end. They're not going to be fast enough. If they're racing this, this is not working. Take the key, but you can't take the core. Not against Lunara and Samuro. I don't think they can do that. They're already starting to send them back. The core is losing hit points. The keep, as I mentioned previously, can be taken. This time Soaking is going to move back out. They got it down to 70%. But of course, there it is. They're trying to catch them. And Limu gets the kill. The Immortal is down at the bottom of the map, trying to eliminate the remaining keep. Up here at the top, the keep has been destroyed. But oh boy, what a game. That is one wild match. And that is game 1. This is game 1. 14 kills to 2. And the Immortal is doing a bit more damage to this. They're still playing it out at the top. Hirath is buying time. Yeah. And the Immortal has the core now down to 50%. They need more. 41%. Lunara dies, but the core is down to 22%. 22%. If Samuro gets on this thing at any point, this is going to be a disaster. Oh my god. Yeah, that's insane. Okay, so how do you play this if you're the red team? I mean, they pretty much have to risk it, right? At the bot lane now. But Samuro is back in 2 seconds. Oh boy. Yeah, that is nasty. Okay, so Brightwing at the bot lane. All of the catapults, of course, now pushing toward... Well, to be fair, top lane is a bit of an equilibrium. But at the bot lane, we're still going to see catapult pressure. This is going to be such a wild one. And Soaking, no! What are you doing? they're doing such a great job keeping track of Samuro, but of course at this point it becomes a bit memey. 4 deaths on Samuro, and they are applying pressure. Copium is so close to win game number 1. They're so close. They are applying pressure, 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 and they still have to maintain vision on those lanes, or there's a chance that a backdoor is going to hit them hard. That's where Brightwing actually moved in. They got all 5 at the bot lane now. Without Samuro, they're starting to make that play. Guys, that's way too many catapults. 1 gets eliminated. There's still 3 here. Immortal is spawning. Oh boy, this is tricky. This is really tricky now. If they can get more kills, yes, here, maybe a Nubarak, he gets out. A Nubarak gets out, guys, somebody has to go back. The minion wave spawns just in time. If those 3 catapults get at the core, it's an absolute and utter nightmare. But now there's a chance. Samuro is back. Samuro is back. Urel had to retreat. She needs to do with the catapults, and she did. So now it's a chance for the blue team to get some damage on the Immortal. Lunara is at the bottom of the map trying to apply even more pressure by sneaking a camp in. And Samuro could also always try to at least posture topside a little bit. They just need to make sure they're not losing heroes anymore. They lost way too many throughout this game. They're trying to play this full on with macro at this point. So yes, Urel has taken... Lunara. Lunara has taken the bottom camp. And with that, we now have catapults at the top pressing a bit. Down to the bottom of the map, there's 3 catapults and the camp. And another problem, potentially. Oh, that's a kill! It's a kill! Genji is dead! This might be game. This is the big one. Genji is down. He was the biggest threat throughout this entire game. Limu, he played such a good match. But now they're losing heroes too quickly and the lanes are pushing against them. Genji down. Jojo is dead. Urel is dead as well. And that has to be it. That has to be game right here with 22% on the core. There is no way to bring this back any longer. It is the Cats that lock in the victory in game number 1 here against Team Copium. GG. Quite the entertaining first map between the teams as we are headed for map number 2 in the first semi-final of the tournament.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Cats against Copium! Map number 2! Here we go. Infernal Shrines is the map, after we saw quite the highlight on the first one. It was a bit of a wild game. Team Copium got stronger and stronger in the team fights, and as time continued and the death time has increased, they took more and more control. Their problem was simply that they didn't have any structures destroyed, so when they started to win their first Immortals, they couldn't go for the core. They had to go through the fort first, through the keep, and then for the core. No way to win it in time. There was just way too much that they needed to do there. So, yeah, it was a pretty interesting game, but they could have won it. Towards the end, it was really that last team fight that did it for the Cats. So, yeah, nicely done. Soaking came into the Twitch chat afterwards. It was like, yeah, I didn't really want to have my first competitive game with Samuro and the mirror images on stream. So apparently well aware that he could have played some of those situations where he tried to pressure the core a little bit differently. But it was already entertaining, so I'm looking forward to more of those. Anyways, Vala gets banned. I'm not happy about that, I gotta say. I like myself a good Vala game, so every single time I see her banned, I feel a little bit sad, because that's a potential Vala game that we could have gotten. Infernal Shrines is the map, so it doesn't really come as a surprise that Junkrat is banned again. Blaze as a first pick, also very good choice here. But noteworthy that after game number 1, we still have now good old Lucio banned out. So yeah, Lucio banned. And Hogger also eliminated, which leaves us for the side lane. Urel could go Leo, both good choices for Infernal Shrines. But what's the double pick for the Cats? Now this is a semi-final. You move on to the grand final. If you take the series, the loser drops down into the 3rd place decider, and as explained before, the farther you go in the tournament, the more points you accumulate towards the ranking, and that will then eventually, if you do well, give you a spot in the playoffs. The top 8 teams will advance to the playoffs, and yeah, with that system, as I said before, you can participate. You don't have to participate in all of the qualifiers. You can literally just pick and choose which ones of the qualifiers you want to participate in. and where you want to grab your points. Rega and Sylvanas going up against Jojo and Hanzo now. A lot of AoE for Copium. So they got Jojo on the shrine for the thingy. The thingy? Condemn, exactly. And Blaze as well. So yeah, Condemn for Jojo. Get a little bit of suction here. Now we get Tracer banned. Limo is just not going to play Tracer anytime soon. But he could play his Genji again if he wanted to. You could go full double Shimada here. And get Hanzo, our little soul boy, into the game together with his much cooler brother. I'm always making fun of like Hanzo and imagining what he would order at a Starbucks. It would be some kind of weird soy latte with a double caramel and heated to a specific degree and only a little bit of this and that. I've never really thought about what his brother would get at a Starbucks. What is Genji actually gonna get? I honestly don't know. It's not gonna be black coffee. It's not cool enough for that. But yeah, I don't know what Genji's preferred Starbucks drink would be. Good question. Anyways, we got the Swiffer boy in the action, so Leo, and well, it's not going to be Genji for Limu, since we already have Genji taken away from him by Hirath. So Sylvanas together with that. Okay, final pick for Honio for the front line. Good question actually. Dibbles is banned. So Jojo is banned out as well. They could go full engage again if they really wanted to. And go for... Ooh, Maiev now coming in for Limo. Okay. That is interesting. I like it. Limo and Maiev. Okay. But again, main tank. What are we getting here? There's obviously a few more choices that you could make a little more out of the box if you really wanted to. Every now and then in the Blue Moon we're getting a Stitches here. Could see a Muradin, even though his action play is on the shrine a bit more limited because of all of the minions just scattering around there. So, yeah, there he is. Has to be a little bit more careful with the Stormbolt, but off we go. Infernal Shrines, map number 2. Let's see if Team Copium can tie the series and force map number 3, or if the Cats are locking in 2-0 victory here. Second map at the first semi-final of the first qualifier of the X-Cup Summer. The Cats against Copium. Map number 2. Drakia on Sylvanas. Honio on Muradin. Soaking on Leoric this time. We got Hirath on Genji and Captain Rex on Rhaegar. On the other side, it's Copium with Casper. We got Nano on Hanzo. Guilty Spark on Brightwing. Anyone on Johanna, and Limo is playing Maiev. Here we go. I am still, like, to the day, I will never understand this skin, by the way. Candy King Muradin, or as I call him, Pedo Muradin. I mean, if that thing isn't creepy and just wrong on so many levels, then I don't really know what to tell you. Gets exaggerated whenever he's playing against Orphea or against Lily. You wanna have some candy? I mean, if that is not creepy shit, then I don't know what is. So yeah, Pedo Beer would be proud, but I'm not quite sure if I can endorse this. And Blizzard apparently has no problem with that. Hasn't had a problem with it for years, and every single Muradin player is running around with that skin, and I just don't get it. And it's like, don't you see what I see? Apparently not. But yeah, at least the gingerbread is working out for him. So, now, down to the bottom of the map, we have Muradin already using his fantastic wave clear to hold the 4 heroes that are making the rotation at bay. Just kidding. Also got now the Fealty onto Death as a level 1 talent. So no Essence Renewal here, nothing else. Okay. Bit of a rotational play still happening on both sides. And as you can see, Hirath is trying to pull a bit of a Limo and just poking around here. I like the mount choice. I mean, again, not everybody can afford a money pick. Some people are just not cool enough to ride a money pick. And if you're not, then you gotta make do with whatever else is there. We have a couple of really nice alternatives. The bottle ship is pretty cool. The stupid sheep is nice. Meh, meh, meh. So yeah, especially when we're talking about Breeze and Smexy and those boys. They just love that stuff. And if you ride into battle on a battle cat, I mean, if you go full He-Man, that is just fan-fucking-tastic. So yeah. Every single time I talk about He-Man, I have to really just like think about that good old He-Man and Barbie meme. One of the best ones ever. If you have never, like it's years old, and every single time I see it again, I laugh my ass off. If you've never heard about that meme, I can very heavily recommend a quick trip to Google and then just type in Barbie He-Man meme, and let's just check it out. It's just like some feminist stuff where they're talking about how feminists are complaining about how Barbie is portraying unrealistic body types and goals for little girls. And then they bring He-Man in. This is He-Man. And it's just glorious. If you've never seen this one, go to Google, check it out. It's fantastic. It's great. Some of the old memes are just the best. Especially the Germans, they might remember the penguin. Wenn man keine Ahnung hat, einfach mal Fresse halten. But yeah, good memes obviously all around, but yeah, some of the old school memes are still very enjoyable. Yeah, how did we start with this? Muradin or something, right? Yeah, so, okay, our Candy King is still doing some work, was trying to get a kill together with Dracula, and couldn't go for it. Now, we got, with the first objective, still not a single kill, and teams are just now locking in level 6. It's a bit questionable if we're really getting level 7 talents on this fight, especially with how much AoE is already involved in this battle. And you can already tell that the teams are not even trying to get to the next talent because they're not splitting anybody off on these lanes. I mean, to the top lane, granted, but bot lane is completely left alone right now. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the blue team has at least some aspirations to pull that off still. Yeah, it's not really a full focus on the first objective either. They're going for the kill, and Captain Rex is dead. The cats are losing their dog. So he's down, and Soaking, he's the only one that was still trying to get some additional stacks for the cats. But Copium is now pulling ahead here. So they realized after game number 1 that just taking kills is not going to be enough. They have to win a few objectives too. They're like, wait a second. Wait. Just a second here. This isn't Dota? Oh shit. We've been playing the wrong game all along. We thought we just needed to kill these fuckers. Nobody told us anything about these objectives. So yeah. With that, we got Leoric also dead. He got Hanzo'd. But they are now fully pulling ahead here. Team Copium, look at them. They're a little bit pissed after game number 1, aren't they? They thought they needed to win this one. They should have won it. And I kind of agree. They were massively ahead, but they lost on the macro. They got punished. But here's a chance to tie the series and bring it to game 3 for the big finale. And that's exactly what we're going in for. 2 kills to 0. Muradin falling a bit low down here, but they won't be able to get the kill that easily. That's half of the hit points of the fort gone on the other hand. So that's off to a good start. Team Copium doing their thing. Now, off here in the middle. Yeah, camps are being taken again. I like it. Team Copium is just like dancing around now. They got 2 kills to 0. We don't have level 10 yet, so mid-game hasn't been reached. But still. Down to the bottom of the map. Another camp gets taken. And here we are. That bird mount, by the way, I never really got. I don't really get it. There's a couple of mounts that I just look at and I'm like, which self-respecting human being would ride that voluntarily? And the bird is one of them. It's not even that the bird is so shitty, it's just like, why would you do that to yourself? You know, if we would go full Final Fantasy here and you would have a chocobo or something, that I would get. Including the sounds and everything, but that's just like a weird bird. Like, why? I was like, this is weird. That also, like a Reaver, really? 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 Give me a Zergling or something. Not even that, give me an Ultralist to ride. Then we're talking. Anyways. Oh, the arrow! Nice! They didn't even get the kill! But it was beautiful! Wailing arrow out as well. Oh my god, what a fight! Guilty Spark goes down. Brightwing gets slapped. Yep, and there's the Genji kill. The Fly Swatter eliminates the Fruit Fly, and then Genji gets killed, so it's a kill for a kill, but holy hell, everybody just going full all in on that little choke point battle. Now Leo dies too, he'll be back soon, don't worry about it, he just activated his trade a little bit. Deliberate decision, logical decision, one might say. But yeah, 4 kills to 1. So, not too bad. We got 27,000 damage now for Hanzo. Great arrow by him. Everybody just immediately quick picking their talents on level 10 and then just firing away. 4,400 damage by Blaze, by the way. Not a lot of hero damage for our boy. Not a lot for Leo either, so it's not like he is excelling in that regard. But yeah. So down at the mid lane, we still have the fight going on a bit, but over here, they were really trying to just get some damage in. Now the thing is that the cooldown on Entomb is so low that you can YOLO that out easily. I mean, look at this. They just used it to force him to tap the fountain, and he's on 30 seconds. Shrine gets activated in 23, so there's not really a gap that's a problem for him in any way, shape or form. So yes, he can easily do that. But well, then again, we already have our little play around the bot lane now, with both of the teams very quickly picking their own shaman camps. And the question is really, well, first of all, the question is going to be, can they take down Blaze? And I guess the answer is probably no, but he might have to bunker up here. Nah, it's still fine. Yeah, it's more of a... The real question I wanted to ask is anybody sticking top side to take the shaman camp out? And so far, it doesn't really look like it. It's going to be a bit of an organic battle between the two, and the blue team seems to have the upper hand. But Team Copium has taken a very significant lead on the objective. Now, it's all down to the kills, though. Brightwing jumping away, Wailing Arrow not successful for Sylvanas. Silenced them for a bit, but they couldn't follow and didn't get the kill. 4 kills to 1. Early level 13, though, for the Cats. The Cats with the early level 13 now. And yep, they're coming in for a kill. Brightwing with the safe Ancestral by Rega. And Captain Rex is a bit low and has to get away from it. Does exactly that. Stormbolt misses Guilty Spark as Brightwing still survives. The camp at the top is doing damage, so as expected, the blue shaman camp will start to pressure the wall. Murden comes in. Entomb. And they get the Frozen Punisher, and they get the kills too, don't they? There's the double kill at the front line. Murden and Leoric are both eliminated, and the Punisher has been taken. But the topside fort is taking real damage, and it will take a lot more before Blaze is able to deal with all of this. I don't think that the fort will fall, but yeah, it's definitely taking way more damage than they're going to be comfortable with. Down at the bottom of the map, on the other hand, I would really expect this one to be destroyed. It's a 4 versus 3 push that we see from Team Copium. And they are doing work here. Absolute work. Pushing it past the fort. Eliminating Sylvanas. The fort's gone. This one continues with a sliver of health. And in the middle of the map, soaking against Casper. Once again, an interesting game, but it shows pretty clearly that in team fights, the Cats, they do not stand a chance. They had problems in game number 1, and they have problems in game number 2 now as well. So it's a bit tricky. It's a bit of a weird one here. I mean, towards the late game of the first map, they were a bit more successful. But right now, they are a level behind, 6 kills behind, 16 soon TM, 1 fort gone, 1 fort low. So, yeah. Bit tricky. Now the poke continues. There's the Hanzo arrow. Limu! And they get him. Yep, my F is down, and so is Brightwing. Finally, a little bit of action from the Cats. Finally, they're coming in and starting to do some work. So they get a double kill, and now might have a chance to put Sylvanas into action to try and take some structures out here. That's a big an advantage that they have, of course. Whenever they can get a few kills, Sylvanas can help them to make the push that results in way more dangerous. And they're doing exactly that. They gotta make sure that they don't overstay their welcome. But as you can see, that's half a fort gone. More than that even. So not too bad, all things considered. And topside has fallen. The fort at the top is already gone. We caught up a bit in experience too. And now we got level 16. And they are going to get their own level 16 in time for the objective, 100%. It's a nice opening for the season. I really like it. It's a little bit of an indicator of the things to come, I'd say. Now, obviously, we can also expect a lot of the heavy hitters to sign up for later tournaments, but it's always interesting to see what the bottom half of the top 8 within Europe is doing. And there are a lot of changes, honestly. We've seen this in the previous seasons of the X Cup. We've seen this also in some of the Masters Clash qualification matches. So, yeah. It's quite wild. Now, either way, 16 to 16. Leo's going for a full drain right now. With the 16, we also got the Will of the Forsaken again. And at that point, they are posturing in the middle for the activation of the shrine. Both shaman camps are still up. And Genji, with all his mobility, is now at the bottom of the map and starting to push the lanes out a little bit further. Alright. Yeah, time for the shrine, and this time it is gonna be an arcane shrine. I was just about to say that especially Diablo 3 hardcore players know what that's like. And that reminded me immediately from Diablo Immortal, which is apparently a much bigger scam than I actually thought. I mean, the game was always weird, and I always refused to play it, but I heard a lot about it and talked a bit about how it takes apparently 40 to 100,000 if you want to go into the end game and like level up your character and everything. But since then, there's a lot of videos and commentary that has come out that just shows what a massive scam and pay-to-win action Diablo Immortal is, and it's honestly scary and really highlights which direction Blizzard is going these days. The direction this fight is going is in favor of the red team. So after we had that initial reprieve for the Cats, they now lost Sylvanas and Rhaegar, barely saved Muradin, and Team Copium is just ripping them a new one. I mean, they are kicking ass. Oh my god. 10 kills to 3. Leo has fallen as well. So just as it looked like maybe, just maybe the Cats are getting a foothold in this game and will be able to turn the tides of these battles, Team Copium has stepped up again and is going for another objective, and nobody is going to deny that to them. Giving us a little bit more time to talk about Diablo Immortal and how shitty Blizzard is as a company these days. It's actually crazy. So apparently there are certain things that you can't even do if you don't pay, which is insane. I mean, there's a lot of gacha games and games that of course rely on microtransaction. I honestly think it's fine. As long as you can accomplish everything that you can pay for also by not paying for it, and as long as it's not gated too hard, that's totally okay. And there are people that are just willing to spend insane amount of money on a mobile game, which again is also not a problem. But Blizzard has apparently gone fully off the deep end and pushed that principle to an extent that is ridiculous. And that is just such a bad indicator for the things to come. I have some hopes for Diablo 4 to at least be interesting enough for me to play it a bit. I was one of the people that liked Diablo 3 from the beginning, always understanding that it doesn't have to be Diablo 2. But Blizzard is just getting worse and worse every day and turning into a full-on mobile company that is just trying to rip you off every step of the way, and it's scary. Nice! Good Will of the Forsaken here from Sylvanas. Me likey. That was actually very well done. So, yeah, negating Hanzo's arrow, saw that coming for sure. I don't even think it would have necessarily resulted in the kill if she would have eaten that stun. But the keep has not fallen, so right now Copium is in the lead. I mean, they are in the driver's seat. They are making the decisions. It's 10 kills to 3 right now, but a keep has not been destroyed yet. Of course, they have level 20, but given the circumstances, the Cats should be able to buy themselves enough time so that they can get level 20 as well. Depends a little bit on how they are dealing with that mid lane now, because of course Team Copium is now trying to get a kill on soaking, and more importantly try and push this mid lane in with a level 20 advantage to take the keep down, because that is the best moment for them to pull that one off. There's a bit of pressure at the top. Yeah, nice entomb. No, maybe good enough to get a kill, maybe not. Brightwing with a heal, the bunker has been used too, and the keep is gonna fall. The keep is going to fall. So, that one's gone. Level 20 will be there soon. Still chance for comeback, but, well, maybe not anymore. Nice play. A tether, an arrow, and a kill. Sylvanas is gone. They're looking for more. Level 20 is finally ready. Farseer's blessing is in. So far not used. He's trying to hold it back a little bit. The rewind for Muradin. Sylvanas dying is not making that much of a difference right now, honestly. As long as she's back for the next objective, that's fine. I don't even know why they're chasing. I mean, I don't really know what they're trying to accomplish here. They're not going to be able to get a kill as the red team retreats. At least I don't see it happening. Fighting with those Sylvanas would be a bit of a mistake there. You've already had a rough time. All that you need to do here is trying to make sure that your opponent is not getting additional kills and pulls farther ahead. So keep Leo alive. Except that you're going to lose the fort at the top. Well, maybe they don't have to. Yeah, they don't. They could do that, though, if they really want to play it super safe. But it will be a battle over... okay, my bad. This is actually where the next objective spawns, as you can see. So it's kind of important to try and keep that fountain in play for yourself. Especially since it's one of the few advantages that they have over the Cats. Top fort for Team Copium has already been destroyed. So that's a bit of an upper hand play now by the Cats. They might be able to get this top objective, and this could be the beginning of a bit of a comeback. But Team Copium, they are determined. I mean, they are eager. They want Game 3. They're not happy with the first game at all. Who can blame them? So this is the chance that they have to now bring this one back. Oh, it's a trap. Blessed shield. Get wrecked. Too aggressive, too far out, without vision of the red team. Yeah, the Cats with a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes, honestly. They fell for this trap way too easily. You don't have vision of your opponent, you don't dive that deep. Plain and simple. So right now, the objective is up. They might get some value in the mid lane. But to be fair, they're actually winning the objective. So soaking is likely going to take it to 39 and then fall back a little bit. Well, actually, he's going to die. That's also one way to deal with this. Now, they're going to win it. Question is just, do they have to sacrifice somebody else? And how quickly do they push for it? Muradin jumping in. I'm not sure if that was needed. They're going to lose him too. They have the Punisher, though. So the biggest play for the Cats was to make sure that Team Copium cannot go for a keep and end it at the top. Deny the Punisher to him. It comes at a very heavy price. And now, of course, you got to ask yourself, can you end? And I don't think they can. 1 second on Sylvanas. 12 on Leo. Yeah, they can take the fort at the top. That one's for certain. But I don't think they could necessarily... Well, they could have tried to go for the core. Might have been a little bit too risky, not something that they wanted to do. Again, if you miscalculate and then you lose the game, you lose your chance to advance to the grand final. You need Game 3. So, for now at least, they decided to not make that play. And there's 3 defenders by now. So 15 to 3 kills. Yeah, the advantage in kills and teamfight dominance is still ongoing in this game. Brightwing dealing with the remaining hit points on the Punisher. Which brings us to another one. We're already 20 minutes into this game, by the way. So, yep. We're already 20 minutes into this. Whereas we now have Captain Rex, Drakia, all waiting for the final hero to return. And it is Herath's Genji. We actually died the most. Leo activated his trait quite a few times. We got 44,000 damage for Genji. We got 38,000 for Sylvanas. 108,000 for Hanzo. Ah! Yeah. Hanzo is doing it. 6-digit club for him. Poke, poke, poke all day long. I mean, he's literally putting more damage onto the board than Genji and Sylvanas combined. That's where we're at right now. Genji and Sylvanas combined are not able to keep up with his damage output. That's scary. That is definitely scary. And now that I think about it, he's actually doing more damage than Muradin, Genji, and Sylvanas. So it's kind of crazy. Now, to be fair, a lot of this is of course poke damage, but it also shows that Nano is fully on point. Somebody paid attention in school. Those geometry lessons, never forget. Everybody's waiting for the next objective. Mid lane. And now it's bad news for the Cats, because there is still a fountain. And they would love nothing more but taking out that fort before this is going to become a thing. Alright, so. Where are we headed here? Objective isn't up yet. Let's all the ults are up. Every single ult is ready. Don't fall into the trap. The last time it happened before the team fight even begun. You want to avoid that at all cost right now. You want to make sure that this is not going to be another problem. Yeah, and Leo is already getting attacked and nearly Hanzo'd, but he's still alive. So he's not getting completely Hanzo'd, but he nearly died there. So yeah, I gotta be very, very, very careful. Okay, so for now they're taking a very aggressive position around the shrine and even trying to go for the camp. I actually like that. Yeah, very aggressive indeed. Still, can be easily defended, but it means that there's... Oh, okay, are they really fighting? In that choke point? Careful. They try to force the ult out. Buried alive. X-Strike. Hanzo's arrow. The choke point. And they go for the kill. The heals are there. But is it enough to keep them alive? Farsia's Blessing kicking into. Muradin is still not out of the woods yet. Limu wants him. They get some damage. There's the polymorph. And bye-bye Muradin. Yeah, Budget Gimli has been taken out. It is a 5 versus 4. This looks very grim for the Cats indeed. They lost another battle. They lost another hero. And they're getting nothing for their troubles. Leo is the next on the list. They're coming in for a kill against him. And Rhaegar, of course. And Leo, he's chunking. He's chunking hard, trying to look for another tether. And seems like Leo is going to fall here. Yep, Leo dies. That's both of the frontliners gone. 5 versus 3 situation. Which means they can easily go for the objective now and then push through the middle to end the game. So, well done. Very well done by Team Copium. Gotta give them some credit there. After the disappointing loss in game number 1, they didn't despair. Nope, they pulled together. And now they are about to win the game and force game number 3. Now we're not there yet, but this is looking fantastic. You have push at the top with catapults. You have another one at the bottom. Blue team is doing the only thing that they can do, trying to at least lock a few of those mercenary camps in to relieve pressure from the bot lane. Sylvanas is doing the same thing, but now it has to be an absolute stellar defense if you want to have another chance of turning this game around. And as I said, good luck with that. Not going to be easy. You need those kills now. Rhaegar realized, oh no, not like this. Rhaegar ran right into them, realized that it was a dumb idea, tried to move down to the bottom, and then Hanzo just murders him. I know it's Brightwing who got the last hit in, but that just symptomizes once again what a shitty friend the Fruit Fly is. That's a kill steal and a half if I've ever seen one. First of all, the bullseye connect from Hanzo, and then of course the arrow. 3 down, 4 down, 5-man team wipe. And a beautiful victory for Copium. They are going through the Cats like hot butter through cheese in game number 2 and force the 3rd map of this series. Nicely done, GG. Well played. Towers of Doom, our 3rd map and final map in the first semifinal. So the Cats against Team Copium, everybody. Yeah, here we go. This is gonna be the deciding map. And it is already an interesting one because I had initially, when we headed into this, the Cats pegged as a favorite. And map number 1, I could totally see, you know, them losing most of the team fights. They were focusing a little bit more on the macro, made sense here. But Team Copium on map number 2 just continued where they left off on the first map. They were probably not too happy with the loss on map 1 on Battlefield of Eternity, but they just continue to win these big team fights. And right now, I really want to see if they can do that again in game 3 as well. Because if that's the case, then, well, good luck to the Cats. There's a real chance that they're gonna drop down into the 3rd place decider match right now. Which team is advancing to the grand final? That's the question of the first qualifier. Now we got Sergeant Hammer banned. Junkrat is open and gets instantly taken. First time in this series that Junkrat is up. Yep, and he gets taken right away. So what else? We currently have Casper, Blaze, and Hanzo. After the last game, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest that Hanzo has been taken here. Now, let's not forget, Hanzo was banned, I believe, in game 1. And I, at this point, don't really know if they banned it because of the map, it was Battlefield, and Hanzo and his increased importance there, or because Nano is just the second Bishops. Because what he did on the second map, I mean, damn son. Insane plays, good arrows, tons and tons of damage. So yeah, we now got Urel, we got Rhaegar. And, yep. What's the final ban? Now, Sergeant Hammer is banned too, so you can't try and slow push it at the bot lane and win the game that way. I love how everybody's hesitating a bit here. No tanks are being addressed at all. We got Paul said. And I know somebody's immediately gonna know, what do you mean no tanks are being addressed? They banned the sergeant. That joke never gets old. At least if you believe YouTube comments. So, Limu. Yeah, I think they are... No, they go for Brightwing. They are more worried about Brightwing and the impact that she had in the last 2 maps. So, Limu, Genji, yes, no. They were looking at a potential Genji Hanzo performance in the last map, the second one. Couldn't pull it off because the blue team picked it away. But now there's still an option for that. Maiev is also open if he wants to play that again. I'm really curious about the damage dealers now. Deckard, Kane, and Diablo. Okay. They go for the Dibbles combo. Right. Diablo and the Boomer. Okay, for like, didn't Limu play? Yeah, Limu played Medivh too. Technically, they could try that as well. Play him on Medivh, Diablo, Epoch with Leyline, Deckard Kane to set something up too. Could be a thing. Here comes Imperius and Muradin, so we're going to see that triple frontline again, protecting Junkrat this time. But yep, here's the pick. Genji is open, Medivh is open. Could go down a completely different path with Cassia in the past too. He has a very heavy melee frontline against him. Could be good for stacks as well. So what's the play here? Limu and Towers of Doom. The final map that's going to decide which team moves on to the grand final of the first qualifier. It's Maiev again. Goes for Maiev. And that sets us up, everybody. We got Team Copium on the third and final map against the Cats. And game number 3. And Drag here for the blue team, this time on Junkrat. We got Captain Rex on Rhaegar. And Soaking on Urel with Horny on Muradin and Hirath on Imperius. On the right side of the map, Caspar. He's playing Blaze. We currently have Guilty Spark on Deckard Kane. Anyone is playing Diablo. Diablo... Yeah, he's gonna have some assistance here from Deckard Kane. On the same universe even. We got Nano and Hanzo. And Limu is playing Maiev. Okay. Time to find out if Team Copium can advance here. It would be a pretty big step for them. Would be a huge step for them, honestly. If they could go into the grand final in the first... Oh. Yeah, that one hurt. And that one hurt as well. Okay, not how you want to open the game up if there's this much on the line here. So, yeah. 1 kill, 3 kills immediately. Fuck me. Check this one out. So here comes the battle. Boom! They go for the quick hit on Hanzo. They kill him. And then afterwards, Limu finds himself all alone and gets taken down too. So the Cats with a triple kill as they also went for Diablo shortly after. Not bad. That was pretty sweet for the blue team. Now let's see if they can take or build on that advantage and follow up on it. Now, we have already damage in the middle. Of course, with the combo on any stun, Muradin in particular in this case. Well, it's actually not quite true. Muradin and Imperius both have great setups for the displacement that we're getting from Junkrat. So, yeah, that's pretty huge. Now, 3 kills to 0 is a nice start, but of course these are all early game kills that only give you a small amount of experience. So let's not overvalue that just yet. But they are looking for more, of course. So already another engage from Hirath on his Imperius. They go for Diablo again. And anyone... Nah, this time he gets out. But Limu might die again. Diablo's trying to help him out here. And nearly puts Imperius into a bad spot. Yeah, that could have gotten nasty for the frontliner. They got the level 4 already. Another move for Nano, and he explodes mid-air as Imperius takes him down. Damn! It's like the Cats all of a sudden are going full... Jesus, what? 5 kills to 0. What happened to the Cats here? They found their 4th leg or what? Damn. They struggled in game 1, still were able to win it. Then they had a horrible game 2. And now in game number 3, they're all of a sudden coming out swinging with one kill after another, completely slapping and clapping Team Copium. That was a little bit unexpected. I mean, I thought they would definitely buckle up a little bit for game 3, but not that they would all of a sudden change it up this much. Yeah, they are going serious on this one. I like to believe that one of them, you know, went for a full speech in the break. For that full motivational speech and just went for it. But yeah, whatever changed, it's so far at least working. Let's see how Team Copium deals with it. They're getting a counter kill. Okay, so they get one kill, but they're losing out on the altars. So this kill was bought by 4 shots against the core. Already taken over here. Shots are fired. Same is happening on the other side too. 36 to 32. And off we go. Stun is in, and Soaking is in trouble. There's the tether, and there's the kill as the Space Goat gets taken down. Now, Copium is showing that they are not out of this yet, and that they are able to recover from that early setback. Still, half a level behind. We got the potion of shielding for Deckard Cain. The old man is sitting there. Stay a while and listen. So, yeah. Can anybody, by the way, imagine a young Deckard Cain? I mean, that guy was old in the first Diablo. He was ancient in the second. Dead in the third. Like, can anybody imagine a young Deckard Cain? That is honestly like one of those origin stories that I would like to see. Just because I want to know if he was this fucking boring and annoying when he was young as well, or if that just came over time. Like, hurry up, old man, identify my scroll. Do you think he was bullied in school? Like, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that he was always, like, ancient. Okay, and well, in this case, see ya, Boomer. He's dead. Deckard Cain is down. Okay, so no social distancing from him, and yeah, he is still high risk, so yeah. If you have to waddle your way out of every single fight with that stick of his, and you don't have any real escape tools, then you gotta be careful. He just wasn't. So, another one that's dead. 6 kills to 2. Half a level until 10. Jeez, they are insanely ahead right now. Incredibly ahead. It's crazy. So, now towards the top. 4 shots are already fired. They're looking for more, and they should be, if they can delay just a little bit longer and go for a level 10, they would be able to fight this. But instead, they want pressure at the bottom bell tower. And of course, bot lane control is all that, well, not all that matters, but it's what matters the most. Limu is able to jump out, good for him. Yeah, they didn't really do too much damage here, though. I think they could have locked in those 4 shots if they really wanted to. But yeah, they're going for Diablo again. Dibbles gets attacked, gets pushed back, and yeah, Diablo immortal my ass. That guy is as killable as any other hero in the game. That's the second time that he bites the dust in this one. So now they're going for Deckard Cain and for MIF. They are ripping them apart. What the hell? 9 kills to 2. Where have the cats been the entire time? Have they been saving all the cool moves for game 3 or what's going on here? Bell tower is taken at the 6-minute mark already. Yeah, they are looking great. Urel with a hobbity hop up at the top. Level 10 for both. We get the meme strike, by the way. A little bit of a zoning tool, obviously quite neat when you're fighting in some of these choke points around the altars, especially topside. But if they can really use it properly, that's a different question, one that's going to be answered later on in the game. Maybe a tether into it would also help. But, yep. Time to go. Alrighty, so... yeah, Stormbolt missing, or this could have been another big hit. Nah. Who's riding the sheep? Is that the Billy Goat with the sound, or is somebody actually riding the sheep and I just haven't noticed? Either way, pumpkins on their way. Altar down at the bottom right now. And yeah, they're looking for another quick hit. That's 5 shots fired. Imperius channeling it. And they keep it long enough. Good for them. So 5 shots off the core. We're looking at 23 to 32 points. Nice. Good stuff. So, they have level 13. Another talent advantage for the team in blue. And these things, they keep adding up for them. Now, late game is the most important part of the map. But at this point, they're taking a very significant lead and could definitely try and take this here. But if anything has been true over the last couple of months, it has been that if you are ahead in the early game, you're always falling behind and losing the game eventually. So maybe they can break the curse here. But as I say, it Imperius dies, so maybe not. Captain Rex gets attacked right away. Nice! The Riptide with the bunker coming out. And they look for another kill. The bell tower gets retaken. Uriel is still not there. Mirrodin is trying to jump out and gets killed by Maiev. So, 4 kills to 9. They're starting to catch up. Bell tower has been retaken. And they are also closing in a little bit in experience. It's still a level difference between the two of them. But that's a step into the right direction for Team Copium. If you want to make a comeback, this is the way to go about it. And who knows? Maybe they can actually pull this off. It's gonna take them some time, but there is a chance. Now, as I say that, we still have another attempt to steal some of these pumpkins away. But nobody is really... I mean, the camp isn't up yet. They're just sniffing out the area a little bit and are able to do some damage there. So yes, as it stands, we now have them still poking around, looking for kills. Double hit with a stun. Nice. Deckard Cain, stir a while and get wrecked. Nobody getting wrecked so far. Hanzo zoning a bit. And the party continues as they're trying to get the kill on Diablo, but he moves out and Mirrodin dies instead. A tether on Rhaegar might end Captain Rex. Hanzo just poking and poking, soaking, still in the middle of things. Has to pop his ult to get out. The altar is up. 4 shots are up for grabs, and it is a team fight victory for the red team, for Team Copium. So they are slowly clawing their way back into this. The Ancestral used for soaking to keep Uriel alive. Shots still haven't been fired. Junkrat is down. Everybody on the blue team has to slowly retreat here, and soaking barely makes it past the gate before Hanzo drops him. Counter kill on Maiev though. Nice. Good job by Rhaegar. And Captain Rex gets out. Wow. Nearly got Hanzo in the situation, but is still able to make it out. So now we got 10 kills to 6. Still a half-level lead. Interrupt is happening again. That fight is still ongoing. Still they're battling it out for the altar. Imperius dies for the 2nd time in this battle. It's just endlessly back and forth at this point. So now we have nearly level 16 for both of the teams here. But boy, what a game and what a match again. Initially just a total beatdown by the Cats, and now Team Copium getting back into their rhythm. And just displaying exactly the same amount of coordination and aggression that we've seen in game number 1 and game number 2 from them. So they're trying again to go for a channel. This time it's the blue team. 5 versus 4 still. Imperius is not back yet. They are taking the camp, or trying to, and they are able to pull it off, but barely. This could have backfired, but Soaking is low and might fall. He doesn't have his ult. Rhaegar, the first one to die. Soaking is dead. It's a double kill. Team Copium. Oh my god. Another stun, another kill. It's a triple, baby. Team Copium, everybody, with big plays again to come back into this. First Rhaegar falls, then Uriel gets taken. They make a play for Mirrodin, and they connect with the jet propulsion, which leads to another kill. An easy triple kill for them. And now, of course, there's a couple of camps that they can take on the map. They've already taken the shots, and it's 28 points to 23 on the core. But yeah, this is definitely going to get a lot more interesting now. Especially since it will allow the red team to get into the late game, and this is particularly where Hanzo is going to shine when he gets the cooldown reduction for his level 10. So, not too bad. They're trying to take one of the bell towers at the bottom. Leading experience, by the way, is now in the hands of the red team. They have taken the exact same amount of kills now as their opponent, and they are at the same time also a little bit ahead in XP. So, very, very nice situation here for the red team, considering where all of this started. So yeah, not too bad. A little play being made. Yes, they're trying to go for Casper. He's making it out. Or is he? Yes. Oh, wait, what? Soaking wants the kill, gets the kill, pops the ult for it, and gets out for now, just to jump straight into the hands of Maiev, and gets killed anyways. Sacrifice the 2-minute cooldown, and also on top of it, of course, his life, and got very little out of it. Kill for a kill. Interesting idea, not necessarily a bad move. We obviously had much better vision than he did, but he couldn't have known that there is somebody there. They're trying to be aggressive, but they are not able to retake the bell tower, and they lose Junkrat. Just as the triple altar phase is popping up, this is gonna hit them hard. That should honestly be 2 altars for the blue team, the red team. And that's 10 points. So Captain Rex is attempting to get at least 3 for his team. The rest of Copium is zoning for Diablo. Deckard Cain is already at the bottom, and that's exactly what we're going to see here. It's going to be 5 points off the core, which means no 10. It's 18 points against 20. They're ahead in every single aspect of the game. Once again, the good old mantra on Towers of Doom holds true. If you are taking the lead in the early game, you are falling behind eventually. 13 to 11 points. Blaze down, Imperius down, the side laners. They are falling like fruit flies. And we have level 20 in sight for Team Copium. They want that 20 and they're going for it. But we have, on the other hand, the Cats in a desperate attempt to retake the bell tower at the bottom of the map to stop the momentum of Team Copium. This is for all the marbles. This is going to determine which team moves into the grand final first. Deckard Cain with the ult as a setup. They want to go for Muradin again. And that's not the only thing. Limo is already attacking the backliners here too, looking for a good tether that he can use. They go for audio, and he gets barbecued. Gets barbecued and killed. Deckard Cain with the final blow. 14 kills, 212, and they are about to hit level 20. Yep, here we go. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy at this point, but it is definitely happening. They're getting the hits. They're getting the momentum. The early level 20, and the chance to maybe pull even further ahead here. There's a double altar coming up. That's 10 additional points that they can get off the opponent's score, which would mean single digits for the Cats. So there is a big opportunity now for Team Copium to make this a very, very annoying game for the Cats. And the Cats actually react nicely. They realize that against level 20 they can't do a whole lot here, so they give up the 2 altars. They know that they would most likely lose them anyways, but they take the boss away, and they also use it to push 4 shots over towards the red team's core. So yeah, some shots at least fired. There's still a couple of pumpkins moving down to the bot lane. And Yrel gets caught and dies. Yeah, that's nasty. Pumpkins might still be eliminated, but Yrel is dead, so it's a 5 versus 4, 20 versus 20. The shots make it all through. 3 points on the core is all that's left. All of the pumpkins made it through. All of the heroes that were trying to defend die. It's 3 heroes dead, 17 kills to 12. And they are down to 3 points on the core, which means a single altar wins the game. And of course, even more so if you're able to get the full control over every single altar in the game. Bell tower. Doesn't seem like that's what's happening here. But yeah, it's just an incredible position for Team Copium to be in. If this continues, if they get... I mean, again, they only need 1 boss on altar and they are going to win this game and therefore the series, which means they move on to the grand final. Impressive. Very impressive. 1 set of pumpkins would do the trick too. So all of that, definitely a thing here. And well, let's see. Double altar is up. 1 in the middle, 1 at the bottom. Pumpkins are taken. Not that they're going to do too much. That bell tower is still in the hands of the blue team. Mid lane has been taken, so still 5 versus 3. But all that you got to do is zone them away from the altars and take 1 of them. All that you got to do. Single altar, all that you need here. Yeah, so already they're starting to jump in again. All right. Diablo, careful. No hits from Deckard Cain here. And they're already playing around this. Battle for both of them. Cooldown reduction from Hanzo is of course now ready. So there's that. Muradin is fighting it out against Blaze. They're focusing on the bot lane now. Tether is there. Ult already used on Yrel. Yrel already used the ult. Hanzo should actually fire out his own ult a little bit more and does it now. Tries to zone them here. But they can't go for a kill just yet. Damage output. Hanzo, 103,000 again in the 6-digit club. They're making the play down here. Yrel against Blaze at the top altar. That barbecue trying to go for Junkrat, but Dibbles, he gets out. The Stormbolt misses and hits Hanzo instead. But they're going for Casper and he bunkers up. Everybody's still alive. And finally a kill. Maybe, maybe not. How is Blaze? Ah, there it is. The kill. I was already wondering how the hell he got out of this fight. So now we have a kill by the Cats. And that gives them control of the first altar and they go for the second one. Yeah, they still hold it. 2 points on the core. One more pumpkin made it through. So now down here, Captain Rex gets another 3 shots fired, which means it's 10 points to 2. The Cats are inching closer. The Cats are really, really getting a lot closer to all of this now. But can they still do it? Yeah, it's crazy. It's honestly a little bit crazy at this point. Can the Cats bring this back? Well, I'd say it, and then this happens. Imperius dies. Honio makes it out for a second, but even with the rewind, he's a little bit too slow. 1 kill, 2 kill, make it 3. That's game. That has to be game. They're gonna take the pumpkins here. Boss is up in 1 minute and 15, so they can't go for that. It has to be the bottom bell tower and the pumpkins. They might not be able to end. 49 seconds. They might not be able to end it yet. I don't think they can. They can take a bell tower if they are dedicated. They can take 1 pumpkin camp. But they might not be able to end the game here. Just because of where we are. There's nothing to do actual core damage right now. You have to take one of the bell towers first and the pumpkins. And time's ticking. But if they get additional kills, follow-up kills would be their absolute worst nightmare. And Soaking dies. The Ancestral is too late. Rhaegar was trying to save it for the next game. And that should now be the end of the road. They get all of their heroes back with the exception of Yrel. So it's a 5 versus 4 as they're going to fight for the altar. And yeah, that's a total disaster. Numbers disadvantage for the Cats. They have to throw a Hail Mary here. They need a miracle. They need a huge miracle to have a chance here. And I don't know if that's realistic. They're looking for a kill. They need it quickly. Hero is trying to zone them out a little bit. It's a 4 versus 5 and they're doing what they can. But yeah, the odds are against them. They definitely are. So once again, they try and make a play down here. They go for Imperius. 10-2. And well, wait a second. Diablo dies. Diablo dies and so might... No, he saves it. Rhaegar jumps out. 4 versus 4 in the battle. Diablo on the way back, but Rhaegar gets popped. Rhaegar gets popped and Hirath also gets annihilated. There it is. We got 14-23. Everybody dies on the red team. Yrel, the only survivor, but she's also gonna fall. 5-man team wipe. And Team Copium, they take the semi-final and advance to the grand final of qualifier number 1 here at the X-Cup Summer 2022. Congratulations. Well-deserved victory here in a fantastic best of 3 between Team Copium and the Cats.